Welcome back once again, blade fans. This old sword is with you, and we're trying something new. At least I'm calling it something new. We're calling it Designer's Corner, and I'd like to highlight various knife designers who design for various production companies and OEMs, etc. And today, and by the way, I'm going to follow this up with some other makers here and there as we go along, mix it in with some new knife reviews and other types of collections. But you probably know by now these are designs by Dirk Pinkerton, very prolific knife designer across, as you can see, many different knife companies. And we're going to take them one by one, do a quick overview. I believe each of these has its own separate review on my channel, so if you needed to know more about it, just look that up by name. And I will also try to provide links for you to purchase these, providing they're all still available, and I think most of them are. So let's start with the smallest one. And this is a company you may or may not be familiar with. This is Tangram. And this is called the Orion. And Tangram is a Kaiser company. It's sort of their budget line, in the same way that Civivi is the budget line for We and CJRB is for Artisan, etc. So these are almost exclusively available on Amazon. Haven't seen them anywhere else. This is Japanese Akuto 440 steel. So inexpensive, but a good steel if you look it up. Highly stain resistant, holds a good edge, etc., etc. Have an interesting modified Wharncliffe design that's very much in keeping with Dirk's designs, in that we have this jimping along here, and we have this interesting, as he uses, you're going to see in a minute on the main street, by concept, you're going to see this similar jimping. It's kind of one of Dirk's trademarks, earmark designs. It's a smaller size knife. Got a blade of, I'm guessing 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/4. Very lightweight. And there is some milling on the inside. You can see some skeletonized holes. So nice action too. Very nice action. And I think I picked this up for 22 bucks. I mean, Tangram is such a deal. There's another one by Tangram, not by Dirk, and it's a really radical tanto. And I can't think of the name at the moment, but has something to do with fighting, like knockout or whatever. Anyway, don't want to go down that alley if I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do have that one in the collection, not by Dirk, but I'm just saying Tangram is a really cool company. Almost deep carry pocket clip. I'm not always a big fan of these holes in the clip, but what the heck. It is a nice, thin, usable EDC blade. Very, very nice. Little bit of a belly to it for a Wharncliffe. Okay, so let's put that aside, and I'm going to jump way up top to one I tend to showcase for a lot of reasons, for tall knives and for big knives and for Wharncliffes and, you name it. This is, I think, like about a 9-ounce knife. It is a heavy, solid, gigantic Wharncliffe. And it is called the Proponent. It comes in this G10 model in various handle colors. Also comes in a titanium model in S35VN. And its action is just crazy. Of course, it's got a big, fat, heavy blade. I think that blade's at least 5 millimeters. And it's not hugely long. Well, it doesn't look long, but it's about 4 inches. It's just because it's so darn tall. And got that huge fuller. And again, very distinctive Dirk Pinkerton design. He likes the Wharncliffes. He's got a background in law enforcement, I believe, military, and defensive tactics. So he designs his knife around purpose. And the purpose of this one is heavy-duty utility or tactical. And when I say tactical, I mean, use in self-protection and defense and what have you, person on person. That hole there accepts a pin that screws in and locks this up to become a virtual fixed blade knife. Now you can't do that quickly, but if you had to work with a knife a lot and you kept that around, you would be able to do that. Massively wide clip, beautiful thumb stud firing, flipper tab firing if you wish, and I think we can even get a hold of the, well, I guess I can't. It's a little smooth. See, kind of a shallow shoulder there on that fuller. So that is the Proponent by Artisan, designed by Dirk Pinkerton. We have now from Kaiser a knife that may be out of production. I am not sure. This is the Nomad, a beautiful trailing point blade in a Persian-inspired style by Dirk. Again, made by Kaiser, S35VN, titanium, so kind of upscale from the first two. No jimping, very smooth, long blade, close to 4 inches. Interesting handle, and they give you a black clip, and look at the design flows right in with the clip. Very cool. So those grooves on the blade, which are strictly design, or the grooves on the handle, meld into the clip. And I guess one of the advantages of a black clip is if you're wearing dark pants, it doesn't show up as much, but in this case you are going to have a good nub of the handle of the pommel sticking out of the pocket. So for whatever reason, it is a very classy knife with lots of interesting millwork on it. It is a frame lock with hardened steel insert, very smooth opening and closing. Pretty prominent flipper tab that is not jimped. Very easy to fire, very easy to close. Just a real class act. And Dirk, I understand from his Instagram page, is going to be collaborating with Beyond EDC with a really interesting, beautiful new Persian design. Check out his Instagram page. I'll see if I can link that for you. Dirk Pinkerton Designs, I believe, or knives. That is the Nomad. You can see the variety of manufacturers and varieties of styles. How about the Main Street? I think everybody knows about the concept Main Street. I think this is offered in 154 cm. Yep. It is kind of in the budget classification. I think it's under 100, if I'm not mistaken. This one's in carbon fiber, and I believe it is a solid carbon fiber. I don't think it's it looks like one of those laminates, but I can't tell you 100% sure whether it's carbon fiber on top of G10 or not. At any rate, very light, because one entire side of it, or is it hidden liners? Okay, my bad. Hidden liners, and they are skeletonized hidden liners. Titanium pocket clip, very handsome, and a Wharncliffe blade, and there is that jimping on the sides. It is fairly effective. I mean, it gives you a little bit of friction, but not a lot. But very much in keeping with Dirk's design notes. And there is a similar pattern inside the handle, which is actually rougher than what's on the blade, because you're putting a good amount of your thumb in there, and it's got some grip for your fingers. You can use these in point down or point up. Action is quite nice, not drop shut, but fires on thumb studs, 154 cm, and this is now coming in micarta, I believe, and lots of different colors. Anything that's as popular as this knife was or is going to come out in multiple handles. And there is a small Main Street. This is strange. When this first came out, it's marked Little Main Street. There actually is a Little Main Street, but this is the full-size Main Street with a blade coming in at 3.5, I think. Yeah, just about 3.5. And the Little Main Street, I think, is coming in more closer to 3. You can check me on that. But this is the full-sized Main Street from concept. Okay, from Artisan, again, because the Proponent was from Artisan, is the Tacit. This one happens to be in Damascus. And Artisan at the time was saying they're using S35 VN Damascus. I'm not sure if that's the case or it's the 9CR 18 MOV Damascus, but at the time, and maybe on the box, because this came in a big box inside a tin, as the upper end Artisans do. This was marked, I believe, as S35 VN Damascus. Anyway, this one, and there's a few variants of it. This one is beautiful carbon fiber on one side, and that is a solid carbon fiber, so it's a very lightweight knife. Thin titanium scale on the other side with a titanium clip. And this locks up on the thumb studs, as you can see. Very interesting design. Pretty prominent flipper tab. Yeah, pretty prominent. You may or may not like that. It's got jimping on the front. It's kind of a smooth jimping, but you got lots of leverage there to open that knife with. It's not a large knife. I think this one's coming in 3.5. Yeah, a little shy of 3.5, like 3.35, 3.4, something like that. Beautiful blue pivot surrounding the Artisan logo. Artisan logo on the blade. And there's Dirk's moniker right there. Designed by Dirk Pinkerton. Okay. So, kind of in keeping with the Wharncliffes, this is a really beautiful tanto. And I say tanto, because I was brought up, my first martial arts were the Japanese martial arts. And judo, karate, aikido, of course we say karate, right? But yeah, tanto is a Japanese word that is the same as wakizashi and other sword names. I mean, listen to a Japanese person pronounce it and you'll get it right. I don't blame anybody saying tanto, because that's sort of Americanizing it. That's fine. You don't know how to pronounce the A, whatever. No one's going to blame you. You call it what you want. Just don't call it late for dinner or what have you. Ha, ha, ha. All right, I'm off topic. The Tacit. Artisan knives, Artisan cutlery, Dirk Pinkerton design. I think these are closer to the 200 mark because of the materials. There you go. Beautiful knife. Last but not least, this is a new one, which was a collab with, again, Beyond EDC, and I did a review on this recently. This is the Gara, which means claw in Spanish. Claw or talon, and it is a talon style knife. This one is made, I think, in VG10. Wow. Yeah. Gotta look. I gotta take it out of camera to see it. We're gonna say it's VG10. Pretty sure it is. It's microscopic lettering, so if you don't like billboarding, right inside that fuller is the Beyond EDC logo. And tucked in right here is Dirk's logo. Nice deep carry clip, jimping all the way around. Again, very effective, very grabby, and nicely done. You can get these off of Dirk's website for I think around 70. You can flick it open with the fuller only, with the thumb, or middle finger flick it. Very easily, smooth action, and pretty much drops shut. Beautiful knife if you're looking for this style of blade. Let's put that back out there. That is the Gara, made by Beyond EDC, the Tacit by Artisan Cutlery, the Concept Main Street, the Tangram Orion, the Nomad by Kaiser, the Proponent by Artisan, and I'm going to show you one more really quick that I did a review on recently. Here's a custom by Dirk. This is the Smilodon, or Smilodon, which was the saber-toothed tiger. And this is a pakal knife designed to be used edge in, point down, but this is double edge, so it can be used this way, can be used this way, and you can't put your thumb on top because it's quite sharp. This is CTS XHP, again a custom made by Dirk. You can just get a sampling of what a beautiful job he does with the grinds. He's known for his exact and perfect grinds on his knives. And I got one more coming along in this series. It's going to be slightly larger with a single inside edge. That's another Smilodon, or Smilodon. Okay, just figured I would bring that out. He makes excellent kydex sheaths as well. And no, this didn't come with a clip. I harvested that from another knife. But he does give you the choice of whatever kind of clip you might want to use on your own. Okay, well, we're 17 minutes into it. Going to let you go. There's 5 beautiful knives designed by Dirk Pinkerton for various companies. And I'm going to be back with another Designer's Corner episode somewhere up the line. So look for that. Be well. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.